The talking points memo this evening is on the migrant deportations. Donald Trump got elected because Joe Biden was incompetent and the country was reeling. But his major campaign theme was Make America Great Again by reinvigorating the economy and by mass deportations. You remember, everybody remembers. I said at the time that no way any administration could deport 15 million people. You can't. And the people who think you can are living in a delusional world. So political rhetoric is one thing. I mean, you're on a campaign, well, everybody's going, all right, fine. But those of us who really know how it works knew that there would be deportations, but not massive deportations, because you can't do that under our Constitution. So let me run it down for you. Number one, the Democrat left. See, there are some centrist Democrats. That's why I say that. The Democrat left doesn't want any deportations. They're opposed to all of it. Roll the tape.
It's bone chilling. Every day there's something new. And today we just saw President Trump express openness to taking U.S. citizens and sending them off without due process to foreign prisons. It's anti-American. But this concentration of power, greed, and corruption is oligarchy. It's oligarchy in America.
Now, whoever is buying that, again, is living in a delusional world. Now, Trump never said he's going to deport U.S. citizens without due process. And the man who was deported to El Salvador, Garcia, who's the left has adopted as this martyr, okay, he's not a U.S. citizen. He's a Salvadoran citizen who snuck into this country illegally. Now, he is in the system here because he did claim asylum, so they should bring him back. I've said that quite clearly. Trump administration's making a mistake not bringing the man back because the Supreme Court wants the man back. And if I'm President Trump, I don't want to alienate the Supreme Court. Period. If the man is MS-13, that will be proven by the Justice Department. I believe he probably is affiliated with that gang. And the reason I believe it is because authorities caught him in Tennessee with a bunch of undocumented in a van. And the authorities in Tennessee did not charge this guy Garcia with anything. But they caught him. So he's not some guy cutting the lawn on Saturday in Maryland. But let the Justice Department prove it. And then you boot him. Okay. So let me give you the stats here. We don't have an exact number of how many foreign nationals have been deported since President Trump took office. There is no definitive number, but I can tell you this because we got it from ICE and the Border Patrol. There have been 113,000 arrests since the president took office. 113,000. North of 100,000 have been deported out of that crew. Okay? There are 48,000 undocumented migrants right now in detention, in ICE detention, and their cases are being reviewed. All right? 31% of those have criminal convictions. 23 have pending criminal charges. That makes 54% of all being held right now. And 46%, all the others, are listed as other immigration violator. Now, that could be anything. That could just be coming across the border, overstaying your visa. But the majority of these people being held now, 48,000, are involved in some kind of criminal activity. All right, so you have the stats. Now, that's not close to 15 million. It'll never get to 15 million. So, the Trump administration has now decided that it's going to ask all undocumented people to register with this federal government and self-deport. I'll get to that in a moment. Also, President Trump signed Executive Order 14157, designated the following as terrorist organizations, which means they don't get due process. Okay? MS-13, Tren de Aragua from Venezuela, and then a bunch of Mexican gangs. All right, Sinaloa Cartel, Nueva Generacion, Los Zetos, all of those people. There's a list here. All right, Gulf Cartel. They're all drug and people smugglers in Mexico. So if the federal authorities find any of those people in the United States, no due process, out of here. Okay? That's what the executive order says, and that will stand under the Bush Terrorist Act that was passed after 9/11. Okay, so back to the Trump administration. It wants to have each undocumented person be responsible and let the federal government know what you're doing here. And go back to your home country. The point person for this is National Security, Homeland Security Secretary Christine Noem. Roll the tape.
Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Now, I don't believe many undocumented people are going to register. They're afraid. They're not going to do it. All right? I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. The final thing about this is that in any country, the federal government has to know who is here. In any country. That's why you take the census. All right? And in our system, the amount of people dictate how many Congress people the states have. And it goes on and on and on and on. You got to know who's here. And we don't, because of Joe Biden. One man, Joe Biden. We have no idea who's here, what they're doing, why they're here. And I don't think they're going to sign up. All right? But it is absolutely constitutional and reasonable to try to find out what's going on with these foreign nationals. Right? There's no argument. And the fact that the left doesn't want any accountability tells you everything you need to know about that movement. And they want the foreign nationals to be here, to register as Democrats, and to vote their way. That's what the ultimate goal is. And finally, Biden is almost solely responsible for this. Congress didn't have anything to do with this open border. I mean, they supported Biden, the Democrats did, and that was stupid. But they didn't say we want an open border. They didn't submit a new immigration law that'll let everybody in. That was Biden alone. And the catastrophe that caused, literally, I think it'll be $1 trillion after we do it all. $1 trillion out of our treasury. Death, destruction, you all know about the crimes, okay? Chaos everywhere. Money paid to undocumented people in hospitals, education. One man did that. Joe Biden. Second worst president of all time. And the reason is that James Buchanan, the guy before Abraham Lincoln, was a coward and allowed the South to arm itself and rise up in rebellion. And that was worse than what Biden did. But Biden is close second now. And that's the memo. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on X. Look for @Bill O'Reilly.